G'day, welcome back to the game. Now, I've been looking at the comments and stuff on the previous builds, and I saw a really good one left on the first build for the harbour port here, and that was a suggestion that we build a lighthouse. So I popped in quickly and I had a bit of a look around, and I thought, just continuing with the whole story idea that we were talking about last time, I was thinking that a lighthouse just sort of sitting up over here on the edge of the harbour itself would be a really good idea. So I'm going to use this bit of land that I'm heading towards now, and I'm going to build a lighthouse there. Hi, I hope you guys have had a lot of fun building things since the last video I put up. I hope you're going to put some links to what you've been doing and what you've been videoing down below so that the rest of us can come and see it. I'm really excited to see that kind of thing. Anyway, this is the area I'm going to build a lighthouse today. It's a fairly simple lighthouse, not going to go too overboard on it, but it should look pretty good. Now, there's a couple of lighthouse ideas I've been looking at online. I always like to go and do some research and check out other people's videos, as I said. So what I've had a look at are a number of lighthouses, and they all seem to go with that fairly modern red and white stripe look. That's not kind of what I'm looking for this thing, so I'm going to build something that uses a couple of different types of stone, I think, so it gives us that more old school look. The red and white stripe house is more of a modern phenomenon, and I don't really want to copy that. So let's first of all go and look at some materials that we're going to use for this. Now, on this, we're going to take the island into account, and I'm going to have a look at some various bits and pieces. Now, I've got the smooth sandstone here. I'm going to keep that for a lighter colour in it. And let's have a look here. I'm going to also go for, I think, yeah, we've got that polished andesite. I'll keep that as well. And now, as well as that, I'm going to want a couple of different timbers. So I thought I'd go with the dark oak planks there. I'll keep that one there. I'm going to want the door. I'll keep the oak for the door. And I'm also going to go for, I think, the birch planks. That's the one there. Okay, what else have we got? I'll leave I won't keep the chest there just now, because we've got that in our set dressing thing we made a while ago. The glass blocks we're going to want some of, I believe. I'll grab the stone slabs that can be used for flooring, and I'm going to grab also the dark oak for flooring inside. Right, I'll just jump back to the game there, and I'll hold down the C key and type 3. That will just store that into slot 3 of the toolbar memory. Don't forget, we can just go X1, X2, X3 and get those back at any time. Awesome. Okay, so first thing I want to do here is just clear off this bit of surplus sand in the middle. Now I'm going to create a circular lighthouse, not a square one. I could have done the Roman type square lighthouse, the sort of Alexandrian one, but I'm not going to go for that because those were sort of monolithic anyway. I'm going to go for something smaller and circular and sort of, just sort of not too old style, but not too new either. So first of all, I want to clear this up. I'm going to make a circle which is going to be 5 blocks, then 2 blocks either side of that, and then 1 block on the corner. That'll give me a relatively smooth circle without being overly big. Okay. I'm going to build it, I think maybe 4 or 5 floors high. I'll have a look and see how it looks as we go. Each floor, of course, we want to be 3 blocks high, with the bottom floor having an extra block height so that we've got somewhere to put a floor inside. So let's start at the bottom with the smooth sandstone. Maybe no, I'll go for the polished andesite on the bottom. There we go. And I want an area of 11 wide. So let's have a look here. If I build my corner block there, whoops, there we go. Then I want 2, and then I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 1, and then I'll start coming around the next side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nearly there. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is a good basic circle. You can get some tools for Minecraft that will do a lot of this sort of thing for you and create circles and do mass block kind of placement. I'll look at some of those tools later on as we go, but for these early episodes that I'm doing, I'm quite happy to build more basic things because I think that's what a lot of people want to do anyway, is something they can do in a session. So there you are. Anyway, that's the basic circle shape that we're going to go for. If I just go flying up into the air here, you can see that that's a relatively good basic circle. If you've come from the days of 8-bit computing and things, and you've ever drawn your own fonts and stuff in the past, you'll be familiar with this kind of shaping and things for low resolution bitmap fonts. And if you remember that, you're probably around about the same age I am, which is far too old for playing games like this. So I'm just going to quickly time-lapse a floor into here, and I'm going to do that also using the polished andesite. Here we go. The music, by the way, is by a gentleman called Ryan Little. There's a link below to his music, so please do pop along after we've finished this and check out what he's got. He writes a lot of stuff. He makes it royalty free for YouTube creators. So if you've got a channel, I strongly recommend having a look at it. You're never going to get a copyright strike using it and that kind of thing, so definitely worth looking at. Okay, that's the base of the floor done. Now I'm just going to take this up another 3 bricks with the same material, and that will give us our first floor. There we go. Okay, that's our first floor. As you can see from out here, definitely starting to take shape. It's a relatively big structure and it's going to be fairly dominant in the town, as you can see, but that's alright. The town's going to keep growing up around it as well, and it's going to sort of set a pace for other things to come later on. Probably build a couple of other buildings up right next to it and in front of it and that sort of thing as well, just sort of to dynamically grow the places that we've been talking about previously. Now I'm just going to switch that over now to the sandstone and go up 3 more, and this is going to be our next floor. There we go, and just have another quick look at it and see how that's going. Looking pretty good. I'm going to bring this in one space now. Got a good wide base there, so for the next level I'm going to just bring it in one block and narrow the tower. It's fairly normal for a tower of this sort of thing to be tapered. It sort of gives it some strength and things like that as well. So I'll switch back to the other block type, and now to do this, the easiest way is to simply build a block inside and then build on top of it, and then you can build out from that one now. So I'll go around and do one level of this and then come back to you again. There you go, and now they've got some surplus blocks around here as well. I'm just going to get rid of those. They're going to get in the way of wanting to build stairs and things later, so just get rid of these ones that we used to build up the edging with, so that there were directly contacted sides. We don't need those on the interior. And now I will just continue to make that one 3 blocks high. There we go. So far we've got our 10 10 block high building, 3 for each floor and 1 for the ground, 11 blocks at some points of course. It's perfectly okay to actually build down into a slope or something like that with the lighthouse as well. That's pretty much how they were done. So now I'll go up one more level of that with the sandstone. I think that's looking like a pretty good lighthouse so far. And the last stack, there we go. So that's a bit higher again. What I'm going to do is just repeat the same thing I've done for those 2 layers and build up 2 more. I'm going to bring it in 1 level again and bring it up to here. There we go. And I'm just going to work my way around and do that, and then I think we'll cap it off after that one. It could go higher, but the tutorial doesn't need to do that really, does it? And the smooth sandstone again. And the last edge. Now this is as high as I'm going to go with this. Just fill in these last couple of blocks. Here we go, there, and just on the outside there. That's as high as I'm going to go. If we head out into the harbour a bit again and have a bit of a look at it, I think we'll see that it's pretty much okay. It's short on terms of lighthouses, but it's above the local hill, that sort of thing, and that's more than enough for me. Okay, so now I'm up to there. What I'll do is I will put 1 more layer on of the polished andesite, and we'll extend that out so that becomes the floor. Now, as with a lot of historical lighthouses, the structure on top of it was typically made out of timber rather than stone, so the lower portions of course are always more robust materials like stone, and the upper portions timber, so it was more lightweight. Also, I think more permanent housing on top of particularly some earlier lighthouses only really came about as an afterthought, because very early lighthouses were basically just bonfires on top of a large raised platform. There you go. That gives us a platform with a 1 block overhang. I think I got that all the way around. Missed 1 block there. There we go. I had a funny feeling I'd missed one. Then Lewis. Okay, and on top of here I'm going to now build a wooden structure. Not particularly large one. It doesn't need to be huge, it just needs to be big enough to hold some light. Okay, so I'm going to just make that a structure about that big. If I leave that 3 blocks in all around, yeah, and I will make it a square structure. I was going to leave the corners out, but there's not much point in that, to be honest. Actually, no, we'll take corners out. You can make your mind up and decide about these things as you go. It's entirely just about the aesthetic idea that you have at the time. Okay, so now I'm going to make that another 3 blocks high on top of there. No, I am going to go there. I'm just making sure that I don't obscure too much glass surface by having the corners rounded. Go, and then I'll just do a roofing frame around the top of that, and there we go. That's where our light's going to be. So up on top of that, of course, I'm going to want to put a bit more of a roof, but first I will come into here. So let's go shove some glass in the windows here. Obviously you need a bit of a glass in a lighthouse. stop the flame from getting blown out, you know, convention and all that sort of thing. Now I've also been wondering what to use as a light source for the lighthouse. There's all sorts of things you could do. Obviously if you're going to go just for the basics, you could put a whole heap of candles in here. That's certainly one way of doing it. Torches, sorry. And that would just be I might give that one a quick go first. So let's just call this an experiment in lighting up a lighthouse. Just by starting with a surround of torches. And I'll just go and put some torches, put that into slot 8 for a moment. And I'm just going to put a whole heap of torches around on this one level here. And it's just conveniently become night, so I'm going to head out. I've got to say the actual structure of the lighthouse itself is pretty good, but the light on top is a bit naff. I might go and reshape that just a little bit. I wasn't too worried about the squareness of it, but retrospectively it's not that good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the corners out of it. That might actually be enough, to be honest, because the framing of the actual glass itself probably looks structural enough to get away with without actually having some sort of edge blocks and that sort of thing. That actually looks a lot better just straight away like that, doesn't it? I don't know that it's actually putting out a hell of a lot of light, but I will deal to that later. Okay, the last thing I need to do is just quickly put a roof of some sort on there, so I will just come and grab some steps blocks. I'll start with just a block of sandstone that I can build out from. I'm just going to experiment a little bit with these stairs here. That's quite an interesting shape for the stairs there, so I'm going to keep that. There you go, so I've done that, and now I'm just going to come along and put a case along the top of it, just of the sandstone on the inside of that one. We don't need to build a particularly high roof, so I'll just come back and I'll grab some of the sandstone slab. There we go. And there you go, one lighthouse. So that's our lighthouse. I think it looks pretty good. It's the first time I've built a lighthouse, just working off watching a few tutorials and stuff online myself. Always a good thing to do, as you know. So yeah, do pop along and have a look at how other people have done them. Go build your own lighthouse and record it, and then show us how it's done, or at least put some photos up online and share them with us. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and you've learned something from it. Please do leave us a like and all of that sort of thing. I'll go put one more block back in here. Click the subscribe button, click the like button, share it with all your friends. Go try this stuff out, as I say, and post them on forums and things like that you do, all your social media, all that usual good stuff to help us out. And I'm going to go away now and do my vlog for my other channel, and then I'll be coming back and perhaps doing another one this evening, because I'm pretty early in the night compared to usual. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do, of course, is I'll come back and dress this up a little bit on the inside, so I might come and do one of those later. Also coming up, another suggestion I've had is to build a hobbit hole. It's something that somebody asked me to have a look. So I've gone and done some research to see what back end looks like on the inside, and I'll be coming back and doing that one there sometime this week as well. So definitely hang around and keep an eye out for things like that. Okay, have a good evening. See you later.